Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome folks, today the Hungry Gamer is back with another playthrough video, and today I'm doing a solo play of Feudum, which requires the Queen's Army expansion, and this is designed by Mark Swanson from Odd Bird Games, and they were kind enough to send me a copy of the core game, though I purchased the expansion to do the solo play on my own. Now, as always with my playthroughs, I will not be giving you any of my thoughts on this game. Rather, you will find that in my review video, which will be linked down in the description. Also, this is just a playthrough of the solo game. I am not doing any kind of a rules overview or anything like that here, just the game so you can get an idea of how the flow works. And please make sure you turn on your Klingon subtitles, because if I make mistakes, and I will make mistakes in the rules as I'm going through, this is a fairly complicated game, then that is where you will find those corrections. So, I already have the game set up, and you'll notice I do have dice out here, and the dice are out there so I can continually track the influence that I have and the Queen has in the various different guilds, and the game actually recommends that you use the green dice for the Queen. I'm using the red because it just pops a little bit more on the board with the camera being all the way up here, because this is a very, very big board. So, with that said, we're going to jump right in, and we're going to see just how I do here. And I have started myself out in the Merchants Guild. Basically, I did that so I will get some of the money every time I have to buy anything. And so with that said, I think what I'm going to start out with is I'm going to start out and do a migrate action, because I need to bring somebody else into the game with me, because, well, I need to be able to do something. So I'll do a migrate, and I'll spend one of my food. And I'm going to bring in, I'm tempted to bring in the farmer, but I do need to make sure I attack the Queen at some point. So I'm actually going to bring in the knight, and I'll put the knight right here next to it, which gives me influence in the Knights Guild, and now I am in charge of that with one influence there. Then we draw the Queen's first card for the round, and she is going to activate the guilds. Now, my understanding is that she can activate any of the guilds whatsoever. It doesn't actually matter that she has influence them. So we roll the dice, and she is doing a push out of the Royal Guild here. So she's going to push 2 out. So just push those 2 over to here, and we flip them. And wow, lots of numbers here. So now we have 2, 4, 6, 9, 12, 15, which does not hit the 17, which means the Queen is jumped ahead with 5 points. Okay. And now that actually, it makes me want to get myself into this guild, because now I want to take over this guild, because there's a lot of stuff you can mess with over there. And now the question is, do I want to go ahead and do that now? I'm kind of tempted to do that. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to actually play my repeat card, and if I use the saltpeter, that allows me to repeat my migrate. So I will also migrate, and I'm going to bring in priest here, and I'm going to put the priest right up there, like so. Then we come back to the Queen. Oh, the Queen's got another guild push. Well, and again, another push, this time out of the Alchemist Guild. And so there's only 2 vessels there that can be built, and let's see if it can build the both. And she's only able to build the one, and so there we are. And I made a mistake there. That's not true. These are vessels that get invented. So I invented another ship, and then 2 barrels of crud. And those 2 barrels make us fill up all the way to there, and that's the end of the Queen. And now I have to start really thinking here what I want to do. Oh, and I should also have some barrels of another color over there, which I will add on there as well. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a push out of my Knights Guild, like so, and I get to push some of these, and I'm going to push out 3 reds, I think. And I will go 1, 2, and 3. So I only filled one column, which will only give me 4 points. But it does take those off the board for the queen. And it adds some of these, which can be picked up later on. All right, then back to the queen, who's going to do an influence. And my understanding is she just influences from the supply. She doesn't actually have to take from up there. Whoops, I'm blue. And that's my understanding. My understanding is that when she pulls from there, they go actually kind of into her own supply, which is worth points for her later on in the game. Okay, she only does 1. That's all she has out there. Then it's back to me for my last action of this round. And I think it's time for a migrate action, so I can pick up all this food and all that's out there. She's not a migrate, a move action. So here we go. I'm going to move, and I have a total of 4 movement. So I'm going to move 1, pick up the wood, and I will go 2, and pick up that there. And I don't think I'm actually going to move the knight, because I think I actually want to be able to tax. No, I'm going to move my knight. Actually, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to go 1, 2, like that, because now I'll be able to make my way over and attack there. All right, and then the queen is going to do an improve. So the queen is going to turn that there into a farm, and because the queen turned the water into a farm, queen takes this one here, which maybe she will use later, maybe she won't, and that's going to give her 2 points. And that is the end of the round. So, coming to the end of the round, I have to nourish my pawns. Now, I have 3 pawns out there, so I have to pay all 3. My understanding is the queen does not have to nourish. And then I roll the progress die. And we would remove a water, but we can't, so we reroll. And that's going to get us right here, and that one goes out of the game, and we are closer to Epoch 2. Okay, let's do a quick reset here. Now, clearly, I think the first thing I need to do is do an influence, because I have, whoops, there we go, because I have 3 out there, and I will get a whole bunch of influence, and that, I think, is what we need to start with. So here we go. I will first do an influence, and I get 1 here, 1 here, and 1 up here. And that will affect some of my spaces here. So I have this, which means this here becomes a 2, which means I now control that guild. Then the city, nothing happens there, but because I control a farm, this becomes a 2. And because I control the city, this becomes a 2. Now, I'm actually a little unclear about this. For a long time, I actually thought that you had to have a feudum to start to add these things together, but it does look like if you have the person, it also counts. And so if that's wrong, well, then that's wrong, and I will deal with that. But hopefully it still does give you the idea of how this game works. All right, then back to them. Now, I could have, at this point, I could have used my sulfur, maybe in order to play a second card in a row, but I'm just not going to do that right now. I do need to make sure by the end of this round I have some more food, because that's going to be a problem. Wow, another guild push for them, and so it is a push out of the Alchemist Guild. Again, now they actually can't do very much in the Alchemist Guild. It's actually a pretty bad play. And it does have a thing that says if it can't do something, and I don't think it can, because it can't build a barrel, because you need 1 wood for a barrel. So I just checked. I can't, and I actually went the wrong way in my purchasing of barrels before. It was supposed to be the top is the charge for the first one, then second, then third. But I'm not going to rewind on that. I'm just going to leave it as is, and now I know that going forward. So it actually can't do anything. So we actually come to the back here, and it gives us kind of what the alternate action is. And so what actually happens here is she's just going to purchase a single vessel randomly, and I will just kind of roll my d6 here, because there's 3 there. And so it'll build the top one, so it builds a boat, which now she can use if she needs. All right, and so that's fine. She has a boat now, so she can move. I've done my influence. I need to get some more influence markers. So I think I'm going to do a trade action, or a guild action, I should say. And by doing that, I will turn in 3 shillings and get all 3 of those there. Then we go back to the queen, and the queen is going to move. And it has the saltpeter, the sulfur mark, not saltpeter, so it's actually going to go again right away. And so it moves 2 spaces towards the behemoth. So there's 1 and 2. And it used its boat. It's not clear it's supposed to use the boat, but I think it does. Then we flip again, and another influence. This is interesting. The queen's not... Last time I played, the queen did a lot more of getting more pawns out there, but I'm sure it will happen eventually. Okay, now back to me again. Now that's interesting, because it also says that the queen has no defense. So I could go beat the queen and remove her from the map. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to do a move right away, and I'm going to move my... I kind of want to move the knight. I don't need to move the knight. So I'm going to go here, 1, and I'm going to go... So I have a total of 4 movements. There's 1, 2, 3... Nope, I can't do that because that's a flying spot. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. The next time... Oh, I've made a mistake. I was supposed to be planning what I'm doing with all 4 of my cards first, not doing them one at a time. Sorry about that, everybody. I brain fart. And they're going to improve. And this time they are improving this also to a farm. And I forgot to adjust their influence when I did that before, but it actually doesn't adjust it at all. It would have adjusted this briefly and then adjust it back. But they do take in the forest. Where's the forest? There we go. They take this one. And that's 2 more points. And that does mean that we're going to be moving into the next epoch. And so I will just do my last thing, and I will do my conquer, which again, I should not be able to do this because I cheated, but that's okay. I'm just going to live with it. And so that's going to give me 2 points. Remove this from the board, and I will place my token out here. Now, I've actually never managed to wipe the queen off the board before. So I just have to assume that she gets another one that's just going to get rolled and put out at the very beginning of the turn. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. All right, and so we are now moving into... Oh, I have to nourish all my people. There we go. That's 3. Queen does not. And then we are moving into the next epoch. Boom. So end of epoch scoring. Now, it's interesting because it talks about the queen doesn't have any defense, and I wonder if that's only when it's on the horse. But I don't know, so I'm just going to go with it because I've lost this game every time I play it anyway. So first, for the guild statuses. So this is where I'm doing... Oh my gosh, I've been giving myself points instead of the queen, and you probably noticed me doing that. I'm going to assume that that is right. And now, so I'm going to get 5, 10, 15 points, and the queen's only going to get 3. Then nobody has landscapes out yet. And now I'm doing a little better than the queen is on active regions. The queen only has 2. Oh, no, I'm doing exactly the same, and I only have 2. And there is no disloyalty for me to deal with right now. Okay, so moving into the next round, and this time I'm actually going to do it right. Okay, so now I'm in an interesting spot. And again, I'm not sure, but I'm just going to assume that the queen comes back out because it doesn't make any sense otherwise because she's wiped off the board everywhere. Well, she was wiped off the board. She shouldn't even gotten those 3 points. But again, that doesn't make sense to me, so I'm just going to assume that she should have come back out somewhere, which would be here. And sorry, Mark, if that's not correct. Okay, now this time I'm going to do it right. I'm going to pick my 4 cards. So I need to get some food. So I need to go buying stuff. So I'm definitely going to do a guild this round. I think I'm definitely going to do a move this round. Probably do an influence. And I do have a farm, so I think I'll do a harvest. Like so. Okay, now I can do this correctly and not cheat. So I'm going to start out by doing my guild action, and I'm just going to purchase food from over here. So that's 1, 2, 3. I can buy 3 food, and I'll separate this out in a moment. And then, how much is the saltpeter? And I guess I'll buy an iron. So the 4 goes 1 to me. It would go to the journeyman, there isn't one, so I believe that goes over to here, then 1 to here, and then 1 to me. So I got to pay myself a nice little discount, and that goes to the church coffer. And the queen goes, and the queen, well, is going to migrate, so it gets someone new out there. And it gets an alchemist. The alchemist is going to go to the north of the water, so back there. Now so the harvest is good. Oops, I didn't actually take my stuff. There we go. So I think, let's go ahead and do my harvest. And I control, no, I'm not going to do my harvest yet. I'm going to do my move, because maybe I'll get another farm. So I'll do my move, and we will go, well, I can't cross there. Oh, no, I can. Those look like rocks. So I'm going to go 1 to here. Then I will go 1 to here, and I'll get to take that food. And then I have 2 more movement left. I think I'm going to go just to here and stop. Okay, and then they're going to go, and another guild action. And they are Noble Guild. They're just doing a trade action at the Noble Guild. And they're going to purchase 2 seals. And they don't pay for it, they just take them. Now I have an influence and a harvest. So I'm going to do an influence. And we'll get that there. And another farm. And another farm. And they are doing a conquer. And they actually can't do any of the conquers because there's actually nothing for them to fight. So that means we move on to whatever is next, which means she moves to a migrate, and she gets her 3rd pawn out there. And she already has so she gets a farmer in the northern forest. Shows up there, which puts her as the guild master there, and she has a total of 3 strength. Okay, and then my last is a harvest action, and so, because I have 1, 2, I have 3 farms, I get to pull the 3rd, so I can pull 7. So I am going to take the kickbacks. I don't have any rosary beads, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to put 5 on my farm, which I'll put here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And since I don't have a farmer, I just randomly get 2. Just come to me there. And I think I'm actually going to put this one in my barrel to be used as wine later on to nourish one of my pawns. And then we get our last one here, which is a taxation, and they will draw 1 more. So the queen does not control any, so I think since she gets nothing, it moves on and she does an explore action, and I still think she'll draw an extra card. So she simply gets the top writ from the deck, and that'll be worth a point for her at the end of the game. And she'll draw another one, which is another guild action. So here we go, roll the dice, and this happens in the Merchant's Guild. She is doing a pull into the Merchant's Guild. So she's going to pull 3 goods and see if she can complete a row or column. And she can't complete anything. Oh no, she can complete rows or columns. So she will go 1, 2, and 3, and that will earn her 3 points. Okay. And that's the end of the round. And we roll progress die. And that should be this one here. That goes out of the game. And we are getting on our way towards Epoch 3. Right. Okay, so I need to make some more money. I don't have a lot. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do trade. I think I'm going to do a harvest and then a trade. So I'm going to do a harvest Then I'm going to do my guild action so I can do a trade. And then I think what I need to do is I need to do a push out of here. So I'm going to repeat my guild action. And then I should probably improve some stuff. Then I will do an improve. That's going to be my plan of attack here. So as I said, I'm going to start out with my harvest, which will be 7. But I'm going to put 5 in and keep 2. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I keep 2, which is excellent for me. Okay, then the queen is a migrate. Now the queen actually has these black pawns here, so she can keep getting more. And it goes into the hills in the south, and she already has a farmer. Nope, she does not have a farmer. And so that will go right here, and that gives her 1 and plus for each farm. And she has 2 farms, so she has a strength of 3. And I actually have 3 farms. Don't I have 1? No, I only have 2 farms. So we're both equal there. But I remain up top because I was already there. Then I'm going to do my guild trade action. And so for every 2 things I send to here, I will get a shilling. And I could also get food, but so for every 2 things, I'm going to send 1, so I'm going to send 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So, oh, and I did not nourish my pawns. There we go. And so I can get 5 shillings or a mix of food. I'm just going to take just the 5 shillings. Boom. Take 5 right there, which gives me 7. Okay, then the queen goes. The queen's doing a disperse action, and then she will play again right away. And so the queen would separate wherever she has the most, but since it's all random, since they're all spread out, it's random which one moves. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I will do. So this one's going to move, and it relocates by rolling both of these dice. And so now it goes to the what? Ooh, so it's getting closer to the behemoth. It's actually right next to the behemoth. So that's bad. And I believe when it does that, I think it also actually takes the item there. Okay. Well, I'm not sure how I'm going to defend that. I need to get a flying ship to do that. Or maybe I'm just letting the behemoth get killed. I don't know. But anyhow, so now I'm doing an improve. And I'm going to improve. I can't improve my town. So I don't have that yet. But I can. I think I'm going to improve one of my farms to a town. So I'm going to spend this. And I'm going to improve this farm and make it a town. And then, because I did that, I made a town, and we are in Epoch 2. That is worth 4 points. And because I did it in the desert, I take this one. Alright, back to the queen. And the queen is doing oh, that went horribly. Boom. She conquers the behemoth, which gets her 11 points. So this means that now when there's a move action, there's no behemoth, all of her pawns will move towards the horse. I also realized I forgot about the pinning factor of being different places, and the queen's horse will move 3 spaces towards me. But that is all they're going to do, and then I have my repeat action, and I'm going to repeat the guild action, and I'm doing a push from here over to there to try to get myself some points. So I can't fill 3, but I can go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I did fill 2, which will give me 5 points. And then the queen's the last one. Oh, and this queen was supposed to do that twice in a row. I missed that. Didn't wind up mattering. And now we have a move. So now it can't, as near as I can tell, even though it doesn't have the ability to fly, I think it still moves. So that's how I'm going to play it. Now, this one, oh, the queen moves first, though. And so she moves there. And then this one Move there, and that one is stuck. And this one also would move there. Okay, and that is the end of this round. And nourishing of pawns. So I have 1, 2, and I'll use my wine. Oh, I got this new sulfur, which I should have put in there, so I'm going to say I did that. So I'm going to nourish this one like that, and the other two normally. And then we're going to roll and see where the progress happens. And that is, oh, can't, goes here, so we are fine regarding that. And I should probably get my mine, oh, there's so many things I should do. So many things I should do. This is not, I feel the wheels starting to fall off here. All right. But we are making some progress here. Oh, I turned a farm. So this actually, I should have gone down, and I shouldn't have, it might have actually changed things, but there we go. That moves over there. So I've turned it into a town, which means this is stronger. There we go. And I don't think that messed up anything else. Okay. Well, let's figure out what I want to do here. Okay. Now let's plan this out. So it's time. I might. So I need to move around a little bit. I need to go make some serfs, because that would actually be helpful if I had some serfs out on the board. I need to buy. There are no airships. I can't invent. So I can't do that. Definitely, well, I definitely need to do a guild action. It's always safe to do a guild action. I might do a push out of there. That's always a good action. If I do a guild action, that's good. I can also, I need food here, but there is no food there. So I guess I could do a harvest, and then by selling I could get food. Oh, I don't know. Do I have too many things in here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is what I should have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 needs to go somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I need to do a harvest again. There we go. I need to do at least one guild so I can get more food. I'll do another guild with my repeat. I think I'll do another improve. And I think I will do an explore, and I will use my saltpeter to take that extra action. All right. So, but to start out, I'm going to just, because I'm also hoping that they move. Like, I want them to move so I can deal with some stuff there. So I'm going to start out with my harvest, which now is only going to give me 6. And I can only keep 1 of the 6 for myself, but that is fine. That's what I'm going to do. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Oh, 5. And then 1 I get to keep for myself. Okay. There we go. And then the queen, oop, gets another pawn. This is going to be her last pawn she can get. It shows up to the south of the forest, and it is a knight. Right there, ready to rumble. And that puts her into the Knights. Oh, she's already in the Knights Guild. Oh, she already in the, does she have a knight out there already? I'm in the Knights Guild, duh. That gives her 1 influence. Plus 1 for every farm. She has 1, 2 farms. So she actually has 3 influence. Okay, I don't like that at all. But stick to my plan. And now I'm going to do my guild action. So I'm going to sell 2, 4 over to here. And 2 of them are going to go away. And I'm going to get 2 food for doing that. And I'll put those 2 in. Alright, now I'm good for this turn because I can still feed them some wine. Then they are doing a move. And she is already there, so all the rest, they're going to move. So both of these move here. Only one of these can move because the other is pinned. Like so. And like so. So let's go ahead and I think I'm going to start. I'm going to do an explore to start. So I get to draw 2 cards and keep 1. And let's see. So I got a seal, and I get points for having sulfur in the barrels or controlling locations over there. Neither of these are particularly good. But I guess I could get over there, because there is a boat. So I could do that. I want to take this one and see if maybe I can make that happen. Okay, and now the queen's doing a conquer. Now, the queen could spend a saltpeter and conquer my knight here. Because I think the queen can attack. Same thing up here. It could also attack up here. Yeah, so I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to spend its 1 saltpeter. Oh, that only ties. Now, so it says the queen can spend saltpeter, and I guess it takes her than supply. But so if it did that, it would just tie me. So it can't do a conquer. It can't do a migrate. So now it goes to a move. So these are going to come here and here. And now next time conquer comes up, it'll be able to do that. Okay, now I'm going to do a repeat. So I'm actually going to change. Oh gosh, I'll take my. I was thinking about making a feudum here, but I have a knight, so I can actually defend. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So I have a plan. I'm going to repeat, do a guild action. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to purchase some King's Seals. I'm going to purchase both of these. I'm going to do both. I need my money. I'm going to buy 1 for 3. So these are the 4. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to actually, assuming I don't get conquered right now, I'm going to turn that into a feudum, which I can defend. And she has another move. Okay, it's getting bad. And then my last one, I'm going to do my improve. I'm going to spend this here. And I'm going to turn this town into a feudum that will let me defend myself. And I think I'm going to turn it into, could take over the Nobles Guild there, which would be interesting. But I think I'm just going to turn it into a military feudum, like so. And that's going to give me 3 more here, so I'm going to be back on top. And I did lose a town, so that becomes a 2. And then since I built a feudum in Epoch 2, that gives me 5 points. Okay. And I think I'm safe, and that used my saltpeter. And I get one of these, and that was in desert, just here. And that means we will trigger the next Epoch. So, did that. Nourishing. There's my 2. He's no longer drunk, but he is drunk again right away. And we are scoring Epoch 2. Okay. Gosh, I know I'm making plenty of rules mistakes here, but hopefully you're still getting the idea. So, before I move that up, we do our guild status. So, for being in second place, you get 3. So I get 3, 8, plus another 10. So I get 18 points. And then the queen gets 5, 10, 11. Okay. No one has any landscapes still. And then active regions. So the queen has 1, 2. So she gets 3 points. And I have 1, 2, 3. So I get 5 points. Then disloyalty, I have not been disloyal. I'm fine. I did my combat, so I don't lose any points there. All right, and we are just about. Oh, and then move this up to here. And I have to do some board replenishment. Okay, so as I'm looking here, the things that I really need to make sure that I do is I need more food, because I'm going to lose some of my pawns. I need some serious saltpeter so I can defend myself, which means I also need some money. And unfortunately, I only have 4, so I'll be able to buy 2 saltpeter, I think, buy 1 saltpeter, unless I do a... Oh, I can't push. Shoot. So I can get... So I need some money. To do that, I need to do a harvest. Oh, this is not good. Not good, not good, not good. And I can try to win that. And I also need to win a fight. Oh, this is bad. Okay. Now let's see what I can come up with here. So I could influence. If I influence, I only have one left though. I need to, oh my, I need everything. This has gone bad. So I'm gonna have to do a harvest, which means I'm gonna do a defend. I'm going to do a guild action, I'm going to do a harvest, and I'm going to do a repeat. Or do I want to do the guild action so I can buy, sell? So maybe instead of the repeat, I should do an influence. No, I don't have enough people. Yeah, repeat. All right, that's what I'm going to do. And we'll see how this goes. All right, so the first thing I need to do is I need to do my harvest action, which is going to get me 5, and I can keep 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, oops. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that was the last one? I don't know. But that's what I'll say, is that was the last one. Would have loved to get that saltpeter instead, but I didn't. Now, if I had a farmer, I could have just chosen to keep that, but I didn't. All right, and they're going to improve. So let's see what they have out there. They just have farms, so they're going to turn a farm into a town. So 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this one over here is going to become a town, and we're in the 3rd epoch, so that's going to give them 5 points. And that was up in the hills, nope, in the forest, so they're going to take that right there. Okay. So that's not the worst thing to happen yet. Now I'm going to do my guild action. And what was I selling? I harvested my... Oh, so I can get some food? I don't really need a lot of... Well, I need some food. Also, we'll do that. So we'll go these 4 things, which I'll sell over here. And I'm going to get 2 food for those 4. This is a bad trade. That was a bad move. I shouldn't have done that. Because I'm not getting points. It's bad choice. Well, they're going to improve again, so they will improve their other farm here. And that's going to be 5 more points. And they take this. Oh, and I forgot to adjust their stuff. So now they have no more farms. Okay, and they drop down like so. And we are getting closer to the next epoch. Suddenly things have gone faster. They're not... I may have wasted my defend there, so I'll do my repeat. And instead, I'm going to do... Now that I control this, do a push, or I could just purchase. Ah, so many choices here. Or I could do this over here and push those to there. I think, gosh, there's so many choices here. What do I want to do? I wonder if I should have done what I should have done is a double harvest first and done that. No, you can't double harvest. So I think I'm just going to make some purchases. So I'm going to spend 2 to get 1 saltpeter, and then 2 more to get 2 food. And so it goes 1 to me, 1 to the journeyman, which goes over to there, I believe, then 1 to the coffers, and then 1 to me. Okay. And then conquer. So I will play my defend card. So I have a 2, 3, 4, 5 versus their 2. And so this is where it's confusing to me. So I don't know if I can only use the saltpeter that they have, or if it is unlimited from the supply. Because if it's unlimited from the supply, then they will always win every fight if they have a soldier there, especially a black pawn. And it doesn't make sense to me. So it has to be that they have to have collected it, which is interesting to me. So it seems like it's quite hard for them to collect saltpeter, but that's how I'm going to rule it, because otherwise you can't ever defend, and that doesn't make any sense to me. And so since I played my defense card, they're not able to beat me, otherwise I would have been 4. Well, they couldn't beat me anyway, so I didn't need the defend card. But whatever, that's what I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to go with, and that's wrong. Sorry, everybody. But I'm now out of cards, and here they go, and they are doing a disperse. So these two will disperse. First we'll do the black one. Goes to the west of the Big Islands, and I've made a mistake. I should have been putting supplies out there each round. So, or from the beginning, so those will be there. Anyhow, so to the west of the Big Island, so right here, that's where this one goes. And then the other one goes to the west of the Big Island. So there we go. Then we hit our progress die for the end of the round, which is here. And we are 1 away from the next epoch. So I need to win another fight. Nothing else. And I think I can now move away from there. Alright, so I actually need to get myself over there and start conquering stuff over there. So I think that's what I need to do. I think I need to... I could just buy a boat. I don't have enough shillings. I'm a mess. I am a mess here. I think I've dug myself... Oh, I need to nourish my pawns. There we go. So I think I need to do a conquer. So I definitely need to move. If I move to here, I can kill that one. So I'm going to do a move. I'm going to do a conquer, because I have saltpeter, so I can win that fight with 2. I'm going to do a guild action and a tax is what I'm going to do. Alright, so I'm going to start out by using my tax action, which is just going to get me 2 shillings. Can I get more? No, I can't. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to get 2 shillings, nice and simple, which gives me a little more leeway to do stuff. Okay, and they're going to do an influence. Okay, so now they're going to get some serfs out on the board. So they're going to get a serf over here. They're going to get a second supporter there. They're going to take over that, and they're going to get a serf over here. And so by gaining another stronghold, outpost, that becomes a 2, and that would go up also to a 2. Okay, so that's not the worst thing that could have happened. I'm going to do my move. And I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. I'll take that. And I will put it in my barrel. And I'm going to stop there. And they have a migrate, which they can't do because they have everybody out on the board. Which means they are going to move. Which means that moves there. And these 2 move there. And this one moves there. Okay, so suddenly it's a little harder for me to conquer. No, it's just as hard for me to conquer as it was before. And again, I think they're still pinned. So I'm going to do my conquer. So right now I'm losing by 2 because she has no defense. I'm going to spend... Oh, you know what I think it is? I think it's the queen itself has no defense. So when I had my conquer win earlier, I think I cheated. But whatever it is, I'm going to spend 2 here because a knight can spend unlimited, which will give me that. Take that off the board. And that's me. and then they are going to conquer. So my timing was very good. So now they can't beat me here, because they would need to get to 3. I can assume the queen only has 1. They can only tie me here. There's nothing to conquer here. So, can't conquer, but it will migrate, and it's coming right back. And they're going to get an alchemist. They already have an alchemist. They'll get a farmer, which they already have. What don't they have? So they're going to get a merchant or noble. Okay, so they get a noble right here. Then I'm doing a guild action. What did I actually want to do? So much stuff that I need. I need points. I think what I want to do is push out of here over to there to just fill all that stuff up and get some points. I think that's what I want to do. Until I filled 3, so that's 6 points. Okay, so that is me. And, ooh, a harvest. Okay, do they control any farms out there? They get rid of all their farms. Okay, so the queen actually no longer has any farms, so instead of a harvest, the queen will tax. So now the queen's going to get 2 shillings, which queen doesn't spend, but it winds up being points at the end of the game. Okay, that is the end of the round. I have to nourish. Ooh, that's tough. I did not do a good job. I didn't buy any food. So, food there. And then my 2 wine. Actually, I think I'm not going to feed this one. Oh, but I don't care if I lose that there. Yeah, so I'm not going to feed this one. I'm going to let this one leave, because I might bring it back as something else. So this goes away completely. That goes away completely. That moves up there, which actually helps me. And then I'll have a drunken merchant right there. And we roll the progress die. And can't be there. Water, so the small islands, that goes away. Which means we are in a new epoch again. Well, that picked up the pace, didn't it? Okay. So, end of epoch scoring. So here we go. So I have 5, 10, 15 points for me. And the queen has 3, 8, 11, 21. Okay. Then the queen has 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 7 points. And I only have 3, so that's 5 points. And again, no one has any terrains out there. So I just noticed another mistake I made when I was putting the resources out on the board. I actually put it in the wrong spot. Again, sorry about that. Like I said at the beginning, I'm going to make a lot of mistakes on this. But there's a lot going on. And I think I'm doing it mostly okay. It's very interesting to me in that neither of these have gone down pretty much at all. But here we are. We are into pretty much the last epic here. And in theory, it could be done in a round. And what not bothers me, so I have this King's Writ I picked up thinking I was going to get over there. I don't think I'm going to get over there. So basically, I wasted this one. So I think I need to try to pick up one more. So I'm definitely going to do an Explore. I think I'm going to do a Move. And an Influence. And an Improve. Let's see, if I have some, yeah, I could improve over here. Because I think, yeah, because I do have steel. That wouldn't do a ton. I could improve over there. Might lose the town if she doesn't influence. But I think that's okay. Yeah. So that's what I think is going to be my plan. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do that Explore action. And just see if I can get something useful. I don't have any outposts. Oh, this one's good. Ooh, this is good for combat. Well, it would be good, but I can't actually turn in the food for the shilling, so I don't have it. Now, getting the other things there is good. But I think I'm going to take this for combat in case I get attacked again. Because I do have plenty of iron. Okay, and there she goes. She's influencing. Oh, I should have done that first. Oh, man, now I'm a serf. And let's see what else she gets. And I'm now a serf there. Oh, wait, just where the pawns are. Ha! Oh, she does have a pawn there. Duh. And she did not. She did. I'm going to assume that the queen counts. There wasn't one there. Oh, did I just put one there? Shoot, I don't know. And I think she gets to double up there because there's 2 pawns. Not sure, but that's what I'm going with. Now that makes what I'm doing a little bit... Alright, so I'm going to do a move now. And I'm going to move here. And I do need to do another conquer at some point. Oh, I should have done a conquer now. Well, I don't think I can beat the queen. And I'm going to move to there, back to my feudum, I think. And they do another influence, and then they'll play another thing right away, but they actually can't do any influencing because they haven't moved, which means they go to the next thing on the list. Influence is the bottom, so it's actually just a burned, wasted turn for them. And then another influence, so... Well, that might have just turned the game around for me. I don't know how I feel about the way that went, but whatever. So now I will do an influence, and I will take that, and defend myself more right there. And then she will do an improve. So now she can make a feudum, because now she has the towns. You know, this should have been a feudum earlier. I made that mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this one into a feudum, because that's what I should have done long ago. And kind of picking which one it is, I'm just going to go kind of randomly from the middle. Okay, there we go. And that's going to give her a total of 5 here. And we are in Epoch 4, so that's 7 points. And that was here. It's a forest, so she takes that. And we have our first revealed for the end of the game. And I'm going to do an improve. Can't make a feudum, but I can spend an iron and turn this. Oh, there's nothing there for me to take. I mean, I can still get the points, but I can't. Yeah, I just can't do that. That's what I think happens there. So, not that I'm actually using my things. I haven't gotten any of them out there. But I made a town that gives me 6 points. And we are tied. And they've done all of theirs. I've done all of mine. So, I have no food. I did not get any food. But I do have these things, so I can actually use these as a resource. So I'm going to leave him drunk again. And I will just get rid of this as a resource to nourish my knight. Alright. And can't draw one from there. Water. Oh, well, it looks like we are very possibly at the end of the game. Because if there's an improvement done here, that could end the game. Or if that gets rolled at the end of this next round. Now my question is, I don't know if maybe I want to push that into the game. So I need some saltpeter if I want to win a fight and get my last conquer, which I do. So that would imply I want to do a move and a conquer for sure. So if I do a move and a conquer, that might get that for me. I need to do a guild action to buy a little bit of saltpeter because I need at least 2. Ooh, I don't know if I have enough money for that. Shoot, I don't have enough money. Could do a migrate. And then I would only need 1 saltpeter. So if I do a conquer, a move, a migrate, then I could migrate somebody in. I could move 2 of them over there. And then I need 1 saltpeter, so that would be a guild action, which means I'm not improving anything, which might be okay. There's no food for me to buy either. So I'm going to have some, well, I'll get 1 food for landing there. And I could move, oh no, I can't get there unless I go all the way over there. Well, we'll see what happens. That's what I'm going to go with. That's going to be my plan. Gosh. I think I'm going to hold off on the move and on the conquer this turn. I think instead I'm going to do a tax and a harvest. We'll see if I can work this out. And if the queen ends it, well, then the queen ends it. Okay. So I've made my choices. Let's start out simple. I'm going to do a tax and get myself 2 shillings before I potentially lose some of that. Oh, and I forgot a knight. Well, I don't have any. I have a knight, but I can't put anything else out there, and I don't have any influence tokens. Anyhow. Okay, that's me. And a migrate. Can't migrate. So they move here, and that ruins all of my plans that I had. No, I guess I could still attack it. Because again, the queen provides no defense. Interesting. But let's just keep on keeping on here. I'm going to do a harvest. But I'm definitely trapped there now. So I think I'm going to do a harvest. And I get 5 to my thing, and then 1 I can take to me. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 1 for me. The food. Well, that helps. And then the next one. Up. This could be it. They're improving. So they can make this into a feudum, and that's going to end the game. Anywhere else, or they could make that into a feudum, which you can't draw one. So I think they want to end the game, is what I think they want to do, because that just makes more sense to me. And so they're going to make that a farming feudum, because that would give them control of this over here, which means they take that, like so, and they go up to here, like so. Okay. Oh, and they get points, of course. They get 7 points for that. Oh! No, it's not until there's 4. Well, 5 of them. Oh, I did this wrong. We should still be in Epoch 3. Oh, shoot. I forgot it. I just had my head was always 3. Oh, wait, no. Okay, so I made a mistake. I just had in my head that was when there was 3 of the next one showing. That's not true. It's different every time. In this case, it was only supposed to be when the first one of those showed up. So I'm just going to finish this round and score. Again, sorry I made that mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. So basically, I need to get myself some points. And so I'll start with, I'll do my move. And I'll move here. That's not me. And I will, basically, I have screwed myself with the move action. So there's just not anything that I can actually do with that that's useful. So I will simply just go here and stay there, because I'm pretty sure I'm pinned there. So I could go there. I could move to here, I guess, just in case they try to conquer, but nope, they don't fight. So that's useless, so I will simply go here with my move. That was dumb. And another improve. Oh my. So now this one also become a feudum. We'll make it doesn't really matter. They're now in further control of that. That's 7 more points. Oh, I think I shorted them 7 points too. Yeah, this is where my mistake on the rules has ruined me. But so be it. Okay, and then my last thing is I will do a guild action. Let's see. And I'm going to do push from here. I'll invent plenty of stuff, push it all over there, and get myself 6 points. And then here, queen's going to move. Doesn't make a difference, nothing changes. So we've reached the end of the game with me making a couple of terrible mistakes, but that's okay. And let's do our end game scoring. All right, so first I'll do the end of Epoch. Oh, and I didn't do a combat, so I'm going to lose 5 points because I didn't get there. Shoot. Now I'm going to go ahead and take off my 5 points before I forget, because I will forget that. All right, so I get 5, 10, 13 points. 5, 10, 13. Queen, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. Then the queen has 1, 2, 3, 4 regions for 7 points. And I have 1, 2, 3 regions for 5. No one to the Epic Voyage. So I get 3 points because I control 1 feudum. This is our endgame scoring. For every outpost, farm, or town ruled is 1 point. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Every 3 identical. So I can claim my feudum is a wild, so I have 1 set of 3. Shillings for every 3, that's 2 points. I have no writs. Now for the queen, she has 1, 2, 3. So 3 town outposts or villages or farms. Then she has 1, 2, 3 feudums. Okay. And then she has 1, 2 farms. Make it a third with that. And she has 1 outpost. She has 1 farm, and then the other 2 wild feudums. Okay. She has 1 card here, which is worth 1 point. And then 1 point for every 3 leftover things. So she didn't actually have those. So 1 point, and 2 points, and 3 points. Okay, so at the end of the game, I have a grand total of 124 to the queen's 211. No. Oh, there's 150 there. So that's 150. So 161 to 124. So I lost by 40 plus points, which means I am beheaded. All right, so there you have it, folks. That is a solo play of Feudum. I made plenty of mistakes there, but hopefully this gives you an idea of how the solo play works. It is not easy, though I'm also not good at this game, so I guess it kind of works out. So, as always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, share, maybe become a channel member. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.